Are you feeling overwhelmed by the digital demands of being a self-employed musician? If that's the case, you're not alone. But what if I told you that there was a tool that could help you stay ahead of that curve and give you more time and energy to focus on what you love, playing music? And for many of us, we've thought that tool was Chat GPT or AI. And if you're one of those people, or if you're thinking about becoming one of those people, this video is for you. Today, I'm going to talk about 8 common mistakes musicians make when adopting Chat GPT into their workflow and how you can avoid making those mistakes and supercharge your career. So like many other musicians out there, I used to feel overwhelmed by the pressure to constantly be creating content. I felt like it was a non-stop grind where I always had to be on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok and follow whatever was trending at the time. It made me feel like I was chasing my tail, chasing the trends, and getting stuck in a rut. While everybody else around me was just passing me left and right, and their career was shooting up, I was just stuck in the mud, stuck in neutral. But when I started learning about how to use AI and how to use ChatGPT, it not only helped me keep pace, it helped me kind of get ahead of the pack, blaze my own path, create my own opportunities. And this was all while giving me more time and energy to focus on playing music. I want to share 8 rules that really helped me with my Chat GPT skills, especially the last couple. So let's just get right into it. The first mistake I see musicians making is not treating AI like it's a skill to develop. Think about AI like your instrument. The first day you played guitar, piano, drums, were you great at it? Probably not. Does that mean you gave up on it? No. You spent time working with it, understanding it, researching it, trial and error, maybe finding somebody else who has some expertise on it to guide you. But because a tool doesn't operate the way you want it on the first day doesn't mean it's no good. Let's think about ChatGPT the same way. If I pick up a guitar and just expect to shred, it's not going to happen. I really need to learn about how to use it. I need to train myself on how to use it. Doesn't mean that the model is bad. It means that I need to understand it better. So the number one thing I would encourage you to consider is that ChatGPT is a highly powerful and effective tool, but it takes time to understand. So the second mistake I see musicians making is ignoring the business aspect of music. Musicians are essentially small business owners. We need to market ourselves. We need to do our PR. We need to do our photography, our video, our recording. We are essentially mini record labels, each one of us. We have to play so many different roles that oftentimes we have very little left to play music. And if we can start thinking of ourselves like record labels or businesses, and then start thinking about ways we can implement ChatGPT into our business, that frees up so much time and energy to continue to make music. But it also helps promote our business, which is playing music. So think about yourself as a small business when you're using AI. The third mistake I see musicians make is expecting AI to replace skills. I'll use another musical analogy. Let's say your guitar playing sucks. You go out and pick up a pedal and hope that that makes your playing better. It might make your playing sound different, it's not going to make it better. So the more skills you have on your instruments, the more potential you have to create. The same with using AI, with ChatGPT. It's not just plug and play, push a button, everything works magically. It is you have to be really good and understand what you are doing to use it effectively. Or it's like Auto-Tune or any other plugin. You have to be able to perform at a certain level to get the benefits of that tool. So think about developing the underlying skills to understand large language models like ChatGPT. So the fourth one is missing the early adoption opportunity, waiting for the bumps to get smoothed out on AI and ChatGPT. So let me use this analogy. What if you could go back in time with what you know now and go back to the start of Instagram or Facebook or YouTube? How much of a leg up would you have on the competition? You could just pass everybody left and right, not because you are a different person with different musical skills, but oh, you know how to leverage this one new tool. And we've seen things like Instagram and YouTube change musicians' career. Well, I got news for you. AI and Chat GPT is like Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, the internet, all wrapped up into one times 10. It's not hyperbole. I think large language models, AI, is going to revolutionize our society more than the internet has itself. So we are really at the beginning stages of AI and large language models. Now is the time to hop on, be an early adopter. If you're first to market, you can use that to leverage into so many different opportunities for yourself as a musician. So the fifth mistake I see musicians making, treating ChatGPT as one blanket tool. Let's think about ChatGPT like a band. Are you going to make the guitarist sing? Are you going to make them play bass, play drums, write the songs, do the marketing, do the media? No, because it's just going to be overwhelming. And if you have a guitarist play drums, chances are it's not going to be very good. Sorry, guitarists. So let's think about the same thing with ChatGPT and siloing different roles. I like to think of every conversation within ChatGPT as a band member, or every custom GPT I make as a band member. I like to divvy up different tasks to different conversations. So that conversation within GPT can really focus on that one very specific task. If I expect my drummer to start shredding on guitar, it's not going to be good. So likewise, if you're using a conversation in ChatGPT to write copy for your YouTube, I don't think it's going to be that great at making a brand identity for you or responding to emails the way you want to. Think about every role wearing a different hat, every conversation being a different person. So along that line, let's talk about number 6, failing to train your ChatGPT, your AI. I like to think of every conversation in GPT also as an employee. If my employee comes to work on the first day and I plop down a manual in front of them and say, read this, get to work, they are going to have no idea what's going on. The more context and information I provide, the better results I have. So before I even ask it to do something, I say, hey, my name's Aaron Apter. This is for my YouTube channel, which is about this. I'm talking to this. And today I want to write something about this. And I haven't even asked it to do anything yet. I'm just giving it context. But here's where things really start to make a Y in the road. And this is a huge one between ChatGPT 3.5, which is the free version, and ChatGPT 4 or 4.0, which was released yesterday, which is the paid version, $20 a month. So the paid version has the ability to remember past interactions and commit it to memory. And this makes it significantly more powerful than 3.5. So essentially what this means is, if we're thinking about every conversation in ChatGPT as an employee, if I'm using 4 or 4.0 or 4.0, I have a conversation with that employee, it's going to remember that and it's going to use that going forward. With 3.5, it's like I have to train that employee every day or pick up a new employee every day. I'm always going to have to retrain it and start from scratch. So that alone makes ChatGPT 4 well worth the $20 a month. If you're using ChatGPT, I highly encourage you to be using ChatGPT 4. And that brings me to number 7, not using AI to stay consistent. So ChatGPT 4 has a memory feature now where you can commit things to memory and saying, this is my brand, this is who I am. This is how I approach things. This is who I talk to. And then from there, you can have every conversation keeping that in mind. And that helps you keep a cohesive front going forward. Because really, we're thinking about ourselves like a small business, a brand. And what if all of a sudden Coca-Cola started pumping out purple cans just randomly with no reason? You'd be like, what the hell is this? But Coca-Cola is red, it has brand consistency. I think musicians should kind of have the same thing across their social media, across their online presence, having some consistency. And again, training GPT with your memories is a huge way to get a leg up on that. So my 8th one, neglecting to experiment, to innovate, to play with it, to invest time in it. I find that many people, they'll use ChatGPT for the first time, type something in, expect to get magic out, and when they don't get magic out, they give up. It's very much like playing that guitar. If you don't all of a sudden shred the first time, you give up? No, you keep playing. And the thing with Chat GPT is that it's always evolving, it's always learning and growing, whether you like it or not. And there's new features being released every day. So essentially, you have all these tools at your disposal that have endless possibilities. You just have to think about what you want to use it for. Now, just like with a guitar, I don't need to know every way I can play a guitar. I don't need to know every single style of music. It helps having a foundational understanding, but also figuring out what do I want to play and how do I want to make my own brand and my own spin on that. How do I want to innovate with that? Because remember, GPT is a tool. Experiment with it, explore, see what it can do for you. So in my next video, I'm going to talk about specific prompts I use and show specific examples of me talking with GPT and me having ChatGPT create sales copy for me, help me run a business, help me automate my emails. If you're interested in that, please like, follow, subscribe. I also have a mailing list, which I am going to start mailing out some ChatGPT prompts. You just sign up right there below at the bottom. And please like, follow, comment, subscribe. Looking forward to showing you some tricks on the next video.